Welcome, welcome, welcome to the final day of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. We are here for our first semi-final bout, and this is here on the S1 track. We've got USA Roller Derby taking on Team Canada. The winner of this one will go on to the final bout. The team who comes in second in this bout will be fighting off for third or fourth place against either Australia or England. The winner of that bout, of course, going on to the final bout against the winner of this one. I'm Sinister Minister.
I'm C3PO.
We'll be bringing you the action today. We're about T-minus 3 minutes till Derby. Already a tremendous crowd filling in. It is just about 10 a.m. local time in Manchester, UK.
So good morning, everyone here. Good very early morning to everyone on the west coast of North America, probably up in the middle of the night to watch this game.
2 a.m. in my native Los Angeles.
2 a.m. in my native Victoria, British Columbia, not Australia. Just clarifying that one.
Check.
It's like
Good
2 a.m.
morning.
next Wednesday over there or something.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the S1 Helmets.co track.
Yes, S1 Helmet Company track.
Right you are, Jonesy. I'm Ken Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician. I am ready to announce this bout.
And I am G.I. Jones, and I will do it with you.
Hey, look at that. And we are joined on the mic.
Picking up a bit of the house call there. I think we've got that resolved. Or you can listen to all four of us.
That won't be confusing at all. We're going to run through the rosters here real quick before we get started. For Team Canada, we have 1017, Bigley Smalls, 1111, Maya Mangaliu, 123, Miracle Whips, 13, Alcatraz, 131, Alexander Evans, 183, Lever, 19, Labrosse, 210, Boxcar, 231, Crazy Squirrel, 24, Shania Payne, 303, Kanichiwao, 604, Sarah Ekholm, 658, Hughes, 88, Maiden Sane, and 9999, Manja Ma El Kul.
For USA Roller Derby, we've got 07, Jackie Daniels, 143, Baller Shot Caller, 18, V Diva, number 3, Sainzil Helper, 33, Lacey Knight, 340, Bonnie Thunders, number 4, Jess Rivas, 41, Roxy Dallas, 49, Cassie Beck, number 5, Smarty Pants, 50, Scald Eagle, number 6, Snot Rocket Science, 68, Sexy Slady, 77, Lauren Much, and 99, Tracy Eckers.
Lining up now on the start line is Miracle Whips in white for Team Canada, Bonnie Thunders in the blue for USA Roller Derby. And we are T-minus 20 seconds now.
And once again, if you're just joining us and wondering specifically where in the building we are at the S1 track. S1, of course, the official helmet of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. Already a full house and the crowd's already going nuts. Lead jammer right off the line, Bonnie Thunders.
Miracle Whip still fighting against a two-wall, one blocker to beat at the front there. And Miracle Whips is out, putting pressure on Bonnie Thunders.
Very quick call off. And we've got 3 points on the board for USA Roller Derby.
Replay there of Bonnie Thunders getting that lead jammer status quite quickly off the line.
Watching USA Roller Derby last night, playing a lot of quick jams. They were very satisfied taking 2 or 3 points off a jam and calling it.
Yep, Finland putting great pressure on them yesterday, making them have to do that.
So now Lauren Much taking on Crazy Squirrel of Team Canada.
Lauren Munch recycled by Hughes right back to the pivot line. And that
lead jammer going to Crazy Squirrel.
Yeah. Crazy Squirrel coming around the pack on her first scoring pass. Lauren Munch still stuck in the pack, and as I say that, she jumps the apex to get out. Crazy Squirrel is going to call that one off with a full 5-point contingent on the board. So we do have our first lead change of the game. It is now 5-3 in favor of the Canadians.
And that one was brought to you by Sisu Mouthguards, the official mouthguard of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup.
Maya Mangelu now up against Satan's Little Helper. Jammers quite close to each other in the middle of the track. Satan's Little Helper trying to feed Maya Mangelu into the outside line there. Satan's Little Helper, great track awareness there, knows she's already passed those blockers, so she gets out in front, but is not lead jammer. No pass, no penalty there.
That's right. Maya Mangelu is officially lead jammer and immediately shuts down the jam to prevent Satan's Little Helper from scoring. And quick jam, Canada retains the lead. 2 points being awarded, 2 points. So 5-5 tie game now.
All tied up here in going into jam number 4 of this semifinal bout match game of Roller Derby World Cup 2018.
Now we've got Shania Payne taking on Bonnie Thunders. Shania Payne picking up a 50-point jam last night. Highest scoring jam of the event so far, and she is lead jammer.
Bonnie Thunder still struggling in the pack. Canadians have slowed right down.
Jess Rivas there, taking her all the way back. Four-on penalty means Canada loses their pivot. Both teams down a blocker currently.
And a cut call on Shania Payne. That will give USA Roller Derby the power jam. So Shania Payne was lead jammer. So now that she's lost that, we will be going a full 2 minutes. So another minute and 10 seconds left in this jam.
And fairly quick pass there, untouched by Bonnie Thunders on the outside, 5 points.
Canada now getting their pivot back on the track. That's going to give them 3 blockers to match the USA's 3. Bonnie Thunders again beating Hughes at the front there to get out for 5 points.
And on this pass, USA will have their entire pack back. Looks like Shania Payne working her way out of the box. Canada still does have number 13, Alcatraz, in the box. She now comes out and is rejoining the action.
Kenichiwa, Hughes, and LaBrosse up there blocking for Canada, trying to hold Bonnie Thunders back, unable to do so. Bonnie's around 4 or 5 more.
5 points on the board on that pass. Shania Payne picking up her points. A little bit of a spill at turn 1.
Shania Payne pushing at the front of the pack there, and she picks up 4 as the jam ends.
Big scoring jam. 18 points on the board for USA Roller Derby. 9 for Team Canada. 23-14, dramatic lead change there in favor of USA Roller Derby. See Lauren Much on the line there.
Miracle Whips in the white for Canada. Lauren Much finds a hole on the inside, jumps out for lead jammer.
And Lauren Much re-engaging the pack just where she left it, just shy of the pivot line.
Miracle Whip's now taking the star off of her helmet.
And Team Canada losing a blocker to the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Canada now down 2 blockers as Amange, their pivot, goes to the box for a forearm call. And Much will call that off with 2 Canadian blockers in the box, giving USA Roller Derby a 4-2 pack advantage in the next jam. So that's 2 Canadians sitting down in the 5-second skate gear penalty box at the beginning of jam number 6.
And that jam brought to you by Roll Line, the Italian skating experience since 1999.
Maiden Sane now in the white with the star for Canada.
V-Diva on the line for USA Roller Derby, and it looks like we've got a timeout being called. This is a team timeout from Team Canada. And this team timeout brought to you by Rydell. Make your skates your own with custom colored, handcrafted Color Lab boots by Rydell Skates.
Six and a half minutes into this first half, USA Roller Derby has the lead, 33 points to Canada's 14. They had a 10-0 jam in that last one.
USA Roller Derby definitely with a very deep jammer rotation. And boy howdy, when you look at that roster and all the amazing, usually a team gets 1, maybe 2 of jammers of this caliber, and it's every single person on both teams, really.
Yeah. Little jostling there before the whistle from the jammers. V-Diva backing right off. Maiden Sane still sitting in front, and the whistle is blown there.
Maiden Sane did not want to let V-Diva get out, but she does with a juke and immediately gets out. Lead jammer. Pack has actually moved backwards. It is beyond the start line now.
Maiden Sane switching straight onto defense as V-Diva shows up and does hit V-Diva out. Maiden Sane taking a tumble during that drawback.
Maiden Sane playing the role of very defensive jammer, but V-Diva gets through, picking up all 5 points.
Maiden Sane now switching back to offense, trying to work against that strong USA front wall. V-Diva, meanwhile, hit out there by Kenichiwa and calls that off. Maiden Sane not getting her initial pass, so never left the pack.
And that 7-point jam brought to you by Sucker Punch Skate Shop, Europe's original Derby-owned and devoted skate shop. They're dedicated to helping you with honest advice to find exactly what you need and more. SuckerPunchSkateShop.com.
Crazy Squirrel now with a run-up. Bonnie Thunders jamming for USA Roller Derby.
Yeah, 2 very different strategies there.
Canada being forced to bridge at the front. In order to keep their front blockers in play, there must be no more than 10 feet in between each of those blockers in order to keep them legally engaged with the jammer. Bonnie Thunders with a juke on the outside there and switches to the inside, going through for 5 points.
Crazy Squirrel mixing up in that rolling triangle defense. The only American blocker not part of that's Baller Shot Caller, who's working against the Canadian defense to get her jammer through.
And Crazy Squirrel now out, approaching the pack, which means Bonnie Thunders will call that one off. Another 9-0 jam. Canadians being kept scoreless here.
So we saw both teams exhibiting there defensively was something that has become very common, seems to be the preferred defense. You have 3 blockers going up against the opposing jammer playing true defense, and then you have 1 blocker behind, which you leave to help your jammer through, more of an offensive blocker.
And that offensive blocker also generally the helper, the first bridge, a very strategic position, a very important position.
Bridging, of course, keeps the pack together when it starts to split. You can see Canada's pivot there. Number 303, Konichiwa, was acting as that role there briefly.
Meanwhile, Satan's Little Helper has been awarded lead jammer and is in the pack for her first scoring pass.
Konichiwa now holding her at bay.
Mangaliu recycled by USA Roller Derby, still trying to get out on her initial pass. Of course, jammer's not eligible to score until they have approached the pack for the second time.
Satan's Little Helper will take big hits into the pack. When she does get knocked out, if she does get knocked out, she takes a big wide spread, usually comes out from way behind, takes another running start at it. Just does this over and over again like a battering ram against the defenses.
A very, very physically strong and agile jammer. Another scoreless jam for Canada, 5 points for USA Roller Derby. So that is Canada being held scoreless in the last 5 jams.
Yeah, but Canada did get those early points, which is not something a lot of teams have done against USA Roller Derby this week. Psychologically, I'm sure it helps.
Monge with a hit on the inside there against Lauren Much.
Lauren Much down to one defender, spreads the pack apart. See, we got to the very end there, got the out of play.
Miracle Whips now taking that star off of her helmet. The jammer is able to pass that star on to their pivot. That's the one with the stripe on her helmet.
If you can't get through the defense, often you can go over it or around it by passing the star to the pivot.
Monge again with a hit on Lauren Much. Much able to continue as Monge did step out of bounds there.
It looks like we've not had a star pass, just a stash there, holding it at bay.
Mariquib's not even bothering to put that star back on her helmet as the Americans have been calling off the jams as soon as the Canadian jammers are approaching, holding Canada scoreless again. So that's 6 now.
13 points on the jam. That one brought to you by Girls on Track Foundation. Did you know that by age 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? We think roller derby can help change that. Learn more at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Points being taken off that board in the last jam. 8 points scored there by USA Roller Derby.
That seemed more right to me.
And it is lead jammer for Canada. Bonnie Thunders right on the tail of Shania Payne.
Mobile Pack has already made one revolution.
And Shania Payne will call that one, grabbing a single point for Canada, bringing them up to 15 to USA Roller Derby's 67.
And more importantly, ending that dry spell for Canada with the scoreless jams. And
keeping USA Roller Derby to 0 in that jam as well. A good psychological call off, I would say. V-Diva back with the star for USA Roller Derby. Maiden Sane for Canada. Maiden Sane was unable to clear the pack the last time we saw her with the star on, but she does get out this time, so coming around and eligible to score as V-Diva recycled. Monge drawing her back, and that jam will be called 0-0. Great work by the Canadians, great defensive blocking there to keep the U.S. off the board in that jam.
Now in their last matchup, Maiden Sane was trying very hard to get in front of V-Diva and hold her back. V-Diva pushed her aside and got right through. This time she said, I'm just going to let her go.
Yeah.
I'm going to let her go. I'll let my blockers deal with it. She gets through, she gets through. I'm going to focus on getting through the pack myself. She did, and shut down the jam that much quicker.
Yeah. Crazy Squirrel and Satan's Little Helper now jamming. Satan's Little Helper held back there by Konichiwa on the outside. Konichiwa takes a tumble.
Yeah, took a pretty good hit sending her backwards. Crazy Squirrel trying to fight through on that inside line. Gets through, lead jammer, Team Canada.
Satan's Little Helper still struggling in the pack. Follow shot caller now returning to the track from the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Satan's Little Helper spreading out the pack now. Down to one defender.
That was Hughes who was trying to keep her contained. It's Canada out with 4 points, and Crazy Squirrel.
I think she sprinted at the end there just to show Satan's Little Helper, look, I'm in front of you. I've passed you.
And a correction there, that is 5 points on the board for Canada in that jam, bringing their total up to around 20. And there we just see a replay of Crazy Squirrel getting out of the pack in front of Satan's Little Helper.
So the 5-second skate gear penalty box, both showing off a blocker for each team.
Maya Mangaliu now up against Lauren Much. Lauren Much finds some room on the inside. Monge tries to cut her off there, unable to do so. So it is Much for lead jammer with USA Roller Derby. Evans trying to draw Much back there, but going to the penalty box.
Yeah, I believe that was a directional penalty.
And another low-scoring jam, just 2 points on the board for USA Roller Derby.
And right at the whistle there, a forearm call is going to take out Canada's pivot, so they will start with 2 blockers short. USA Roller Derby only down 1.
Both pivots currently sitting in the box.
So no immediate star passes.
No star passes right from the whistle. We do have Miracle Whips now against Bonnie Thunders. Miracle Whips trying to find room on the inside. Bonnie Thunders currently pushing against a 2-wall at the front.
And Bonnie Thunders out of the pack. Miracle Whips on the outside, almost had it.
Almost had it. Does get out now though. However, that is a cut call on Miracle Whip. So a power jam for USA Roller Derby. However, Bonnie Thunders did call that one off with 4 points for USA Roller Derby.
So this will be a full 30-second power start for USA Roller Derby.
And they are putting V Diva out for that beginning. Canada also 2 blockers standing in the box, which means those penalties have less than 10 seconds apiece. So Canada down 4-2 in the pack right now.
And V Diva gets through untouched. I mean, we had 4 American blockers against 2 Canadian. I mean, that came to be expected at this level. The numbers will get you every time.
And it is a power jam now for Team Canada. V Diva going to the 5-second skate gear penalty box for a back block call. So that is Miracle Whips now released from the penalty box, back on the track. Gets some offense right on the inside from Monge and pushes through.
I was about to say the only thing that could go wrong, that could possibly go wrong for USA Roller Derby right now is to pick up a jammer penalty. But look, V Diva's already back on the track. I think there was a return to track call, so they took back that back block. The signal went out, but it looks like it was reconsidered almost immediately.
However, now returning to the box again for a forearm call, so Canada back to the power jam again.
Well, there you go.
You blink and you miss something in this game. It is so fast-paced. Miracle Whips with a strong wall of blue there. Canada trying to provide some offense now, dropping back, allowing Miracle Whips to continue pushing that pack forward. Again, we've discussed bridging, so they're going to need to drop someone every 10 feet in order to continue making legal contact with Miracle Whips. And she does get through for 5 points. Meanwhile, V Diva out of the penalty box, beats Monge on the inside, comes around putting up 4 for USA Roller Derby.
Yeah, we've got about 20 seconds left in the jam.
No lead jammer, and lead jammers are the only ones who can call a jam short before the 2-minute mark.
Fast pack now, just trying to outrun V Diva, minimize the points she can get in the few seconds we have left. And
Miracle Whips through, picking up 4 points. V-Diva taking a whip from Jackie Daniels to come out of the pack for 4 as well.
So Team Canada with a 1-point advantage, 9-8 on that jam.
We just saw a replay, V-Diva taken down at the back of the pack there, which gave Miracle Whips the time to get out.
"10 minutes till halftime." This bout is already flying by.
Satan's Little Helper now out in front, lead jammer for USA Roller Derby. Meanwhile, Shania Payne still stuck in the pack with the star for Canada. And she is out as well, so now approaching the pack, putting pressure on. Satan's Little Helper.
And Satan's Little Helper with a spin there on the inside. And that's going to be the jam.
Canada stealing 3 points there, so putting up 3 to USA Roller Derby's 4 points.
So 1-point advantage in USA's favor.
Great defensive work again by Canada to keep the jam even as much as possible. They're really putting pressure on the Americans, making them call it off early, not getting multiple scoring passes.
With all this great derby and seeing all these great players out here, I've realized there's someone we haven't seen out on the track yet, and that's Scald Eagle.
Very true.
Scald Eagle is geared up. She is on this roster. She's currently sitting in the bench with her jacket on. They might be saving her for the second half. We'll see.
Maiden Sane coming around, lead jammer. Huge smile on her face there as she beats Bonnie Thunders out of the pack. Both jammers now in scoring position. And the pack is racing. Bonnie Thunder's able to steal 1 point there, waiting to see what the officials give us for Canada's jam score, and that is none. So
yeah, 1-0 on that jam. That brought to you by Strong Athletic. Strong Athletic believes that every human has the right to celebrate their strength, play sports, be active, find their power, speak their voice, and be seen. StrongAthletic.com.
Crazy Squirrel and Lauren Much. So Canadian defense, we were talking about not having multiple scoring passes earlier. USA has 4, Canada 2, and Canada lead jammer again here. That's Crazy Squirrel out in front of Lauren Much, and jammers racing to the pack.
And Lauren Much now in front, going to try to shut down this jam or possibly pick up a point herself. Canada does have a back wall, so she will be first to the pack, but gets knocked back.
Lever there, drawing back Lauren Much.
Lever on her way to the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Much, meanwhile, recycled again, now beats the Canadian wall and gets through the pack for 4 points. Crazy Squirrel looking around, seeing what the bench is saying, and does call that one off before Much is able to come around for another pass.
Look, another jam where there's just 1 point separating these two teams. 4 points to 3 in favor of USA Roller Derby. Just 7 minutes till halftime. That one's going to be brought to you by Roller Derby Shirt Club. Get a different shirt from a different roller derby league from all over the world every month. Join the Roller Derby Shirt Club at rollerderbyshirtclub.com.
Bonnie Thunders and Maya Mankiw now on the jam line. Bonnie Thunders against a front wall of Canadian blockers. Again, Monge, the last blocker in the front there, trying to slow Bonnie Thunders down, but she does get out of the pack with lead jammer status. Maya taking the star off of her helmet, trying to divert attention between herself and the pivot, and does succeed with the star pass. So that is Monge now putting the star on her helmet and approaching the pack about a third of a track behind Bonnie Thunders.
And that is our first star pass of the bout, 24 minutes in.
That's the first multiple scoring pass jam we've seen in a while. bringing USA Roller Derby to 98 points, Team Canada 35, and we do have about 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half of this semifinal.
So 25 minutes in, USA Roller Derby just flirting with the century mark. In every previous bout this weekend, they have been well over it at this point.
Power jam now for Team Canada and Miracle Whips as Satan's Little Helper getting a cut track call.
Yeah, she is in the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Lacey Knight recycling Miracle Whips right to the back of the pack. They're forcing Miracle Whips to once again approach the formidable wall of blue. Lead jammer status still available.
Sexy Slady there with the hit. See Lacey Knight as well. They're doing a great job killing this power jam.
Canada reforming a tripod at the back, waiting for Satan's Little Helper to approach as she's out of the box. Meanwhile, Miracle Whips recycled once more by Lacey Knight back behind the jam line.
And again, Lacey Knight now hitting her to the inside.
Baller shot caller there and Lacey Knight.
So USA Roller Derby blockers did a great job completely negating that power jam.
And we do now have a star pass. So no lead jammer will be awarded in this jam. We're going 2 minutes. Satan's Little Helper through for 4.
Konnichiwa now sporting the maple leaf.
Konnichiwa taken down hard in turn number 2. Recycled once more by Lacey Knight. Lacey Knight doing some great blocking out there. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. 5 more points for Satan's Little Helper. Konnichiwa is on a scoring pass, but very, very difficult wall up at the front there. She's rolling off the backs of those USA Roller Derby blockers, unable to make any real headway.
Just a few seconds remain. Get any points they can and gets taken down.
She
Tracy
does pick
Akers.
up all 4 of those points before Akers takes her out on that straightaway.
4 points Team Canada, 12 USA Roller Derby. Coming off of a penalty.
Yeah, Canada did have a power jam for 30 seconds of that jam, so very great work there by USA Roller Derby to get those 3 passes in and put 12 on the board.
Have a clean penalty box once more, so everybody on the track.
Smarty Pants jamming now for USA Roller Derby.
First time
First
jamming.
time, yep. And Shania Payne out there again for Canada. We've seen her a few times.
This has got to be the deepest jamming bench out here this weekend.
V-Diva now the last blocker to beat as Shania Payne muscles her way past.
And I think that right there is why we have such a deep jamming bench on the USA Roller Derby side, is you can have someone like V-Diva, among others, who can just as easily put on the pivot stripe, act as effective blocker as you're going to find.
Yep, for sure. Really, really smart pivots from both these teams. Strategically intelligent, strong physically.
And remember, USA Roller Derby still has Scald Eagle sitting, trying to keep warm.
Wearing a very fashionable puffy vest on the bench. Maiden Sane recycled. She's jamming for Team Canada. Meanwhile, Lauren Much again with the star for USA Roller Derby. Akers doing some offense up at the front of the pack there. Both jammers still stuck behind tripods.
Lever back in action now, trying to maintain the pack from the front. More of a dog pile than a pack now. Now starting to split up.
And once more, Monge, last blocker to beat there. And she does, so that is Lauren Much with lead jammer status for USA Roller Derby.
Took her to the last inch there, staying in play. Finally had to let go.
Maiden Sane recycled and taken out in the corner there. Tracy Akers tripping over her.
Everybody just did like a little safety check right there. Everybody is up.
Maiden Sane recycled right back into turn number 1 there, but does succeed with the star patch. Mange now with the star, putting that on her helmet, chasing down Lauren Much.
Has one less defender. Sexy Slady in the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Much calls that off with 1 point for that last pass. And so that will bring USA Roller Derby to 11 for the jam.
So barring a timeout, we're going to go into the half, and we are in the half. Oh, and I take that back. We do have an official review being called by Team Canada. We will
by USA Roller Derby.
It is by USA Roller Derby. My mistake.
You're forgiven. They both thoughts actually flashing on the scoreboard here in the house at one point.
And I'm going to be honest, I was trying to cheat, and that's exactly what I was looking at. Going to use this to take advantage and tell you about one of my favorite sponsors here. If I can find them, because I want to get it right. Well, I do want to tell you about Sweet 80. You can check them out, sweet80.com. If you are here in Manchester, they are in our vendor village. Amazing new apparel line. I went over to their booth. They have a lot of great stuff. And this is a memorial organization supporting now brain cancer research due to a player lost. Check them out. They're doing great work and had really cool merch.
Great cause, great merchandise, really nothing to lose there.
All of their profits go toward that research and that charity. So, I mean, even that aside, though, amazing merch just in and of itself. Another cool one I've seen out there for non-derby, one of our non-derby sponsors, is Sea Shepherd UK. You can Google them, Sea Shepherd UK, doing great work to protect the world's waterways, ecosystems, and species.
Oceans have so much of the life here on the world, and very important to protect those.
They have really cool merch out there as well. Their shirts, they got one of the best logos. They've got the skull, the trident, and then the shepherd staff there.
Yes.
I was like, it all makes sense. I was like, visually, that was done very, very well. They've got a cool graphic with their whole fleet. I'd like to do that. I mean, I don't know if I should check out their website, probably have an internship program to go out on one of those boats. Protecting, I mean, some of my favorite animals are sea animals. Should have word for you on that official review momentarily.
Team USA Roller Derby looking for a low block call on Canada's jammer for that official review. And the no call stands.
Yeah, it did appear no call stands as all the skaters right then were exiting the track. So
that does bring us officially now into halftime. We'll be back here in about 14 minutes.
We are back here on the S1 track, Roller Derby World Cup 2018. USA Roller Derby taking on Team Canada in the semifinal match. The winner goes on to the finals against either England or Australia. Currently on the scoreboard, USA Roller Derby 123 points to Team Canada's 39. I am Sinister Minister.
I am C3P Ho, and welcome back. We've got some sort of fun things to talk about from the score from the first half. Team USA held Canada scoreless from jams 5 to 9 and went on a 44-0 scoring run there. So that's definitely accounted for a large part of this score difference.
Multi-pass jams, USA has had 9, Canada has had 2. Defense just looks amazing on both sides of it.
We've seen a really clean game so far in terms of jammer penalties, 2 apiece. So the stories really have been who can have the most multi-scoring passes. That's what it's come down to here so far.
Only 2 jammer penalties apiece. That is almost unheard of at the half.
Close-up shot there of Team Australia's blow-up inflatable mascot. Australia currently playing England, and will be playing again today. A minute and a half before we will be returning to the track with more roller derby here in Manchester.
Both teams huddling now, getting in the zone. Oh, there's some fans. We've got a full house here. This bout started at 10 a.m. local time. Already got a full house. There it is. There you can see it.
Packed. People sitting on the floor. People sitting in all of the bleachers.
So I do know this. Yesterday, we had 3,750 people in attendance. I know they were selling, I believe, 700 more tickets today. They brought in over 500 more seats on the floor.
Just to accommodate all of the fans here in
Right.
Manchester. Huge turnout for the World Cup. It's been magical.
It is amazing. I just love it. People from all over the world, every language imaginable being spoken.
We're going to stick to English here because we don't want to embarrass ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to stick to English here for lack of options, at least on my end.
I'm right there with you.
Are you not obligated to speak some French?
I can speak some French, but I'm not going to do that on a broadcast here. Not on a live broadcast. No way. I don't want that recorded.
10 seconds out now.
Crazy Squirrel with the star maple leaf there on her helmet for Canada. Bonnie Thunders with the star for USA roller derby to open up this second half.
This was the jammer matchup we saw in the very first jam to start us on this bout. Or not.
Crazy Squirrel looking for a gap on the inside. That door gets closed by the USA roller derby blockers. Bonnie Thunders beats Mange at the front of the pack there. Is lead jammer. Crazy Squirrel to the 5-second skate gear penalty box for a forearm call. A high block call.
So there was a forearm call. It looks like that might have been against one of the blockers.
Team Canada now with just 2 blockers on the track, jammer, pivot, and another blocker in the box. Bonnie Thunders is going to capitalize on this jam, keep going, put some more points up on the board here for USA Roller Derby.
Bonnie Thunders getting through and calling it off after 5.
Canada's jammer just released from the box as those whistles blow, so there will be no power start. However, Mange, the pivot, is still in the 5-second skate gear penalty box. So USA Roller Derby with a 4-3 pack advantage. Of course, nope, that's a lie actually. USA also has a blocker in the box, so it's going to be a 3-on-3 pack to start this next one.
On the inside, getting knocked out but recycled.
But is lead jammer, so that is Shania Payne, lead jammer.
That's right, she did pick it up before falling onto the infield. So she immediately shuts it down as Lauren Much was on her heels. I don't want to put you on the spot here, C3PO, but do you know how many teams are here this weekend?
I believe it might be 38.
38, and nearly all of them are wearing frogmouth uniforms. They have a special kind of reversible jersey. It's one jersey dyed on both sides. That makes it 2 tops for the weight of 1. It's not one of the ones where it's like 2 sewn together. So every little bit helps there, every advantage you can get. So we thank Frogmouth Uniforms for that.
Satan's Little Helper now jamming up against Maya Mangaliu. Satan's Little Helper in the front, lead jammer. Mangaliu recycled, now fighting against Tracy Akers, the pivot for USA Roller Derby.
Maya Mangaloo is out.
Akers to the penalty box there for a forearm call.
Zanesville Helper going to call it.
And Canada picking up none in that jam.
USA Roller Derby picking up 2. Zanesville Helper content with that rather than letting Team Canada score. 101 point differential currently.
For 3-pack advantage now for Team Canada on that whistle. And we have Bonnie Thunders up against Maiden Sane. Maiden Sane recycled. Bonnie Thunders up at the front of the pack, fighting against 2 more Canada blockers. Does beat them for lead jammer status to Bonnie Thunders and USA Roller Derby. Maiden Sane now out of the pack. And Bonnie Thunders will be calling that off before Maiden Sane has a chance to come around for any points. So that's another single point pass there. 3 points for USA Roller Derby, 0 for Canada. Here we do have a replay of Bonnie Thunders beating those last 2 Canadian blockers in order to be awarded lead jammer status.
And that replay brought to you by Kaya Skates. That's how a skate's supposed to feel. Try the Onyx boot now and see for yourself. It's your time. Kaya-brand.com.
Lauren Much now up against Crazy Squirrel. Much jumps over a body at the front and is out for lead jammer. Crazy Squirrel taking a whip off the outside of one of her blockers. One blocker to beat, pushes through. Lauren Much just staying in there in turn number 1, and she will be calling that off before. Oh, no, she tried to call it off, but she got a skating out of bounds penalty there, so it is a power jam for Canada.
Right, she caught, I think she was already leaving the track before she was calling that off with the penalty on that. Second time I've seen that this weekend.
You need to make sure you
the call
complete
off.
the call off before you start skating out of bounds. Crazy Squirrel now recycled into the second straightaway there. Team Canada trying to sweep the wall baller shot collar, however, shutting that down on the inside. Lauren Munch edged out there by Ekholm and Alcatraz.
See a front triangle defense here being anchored by V-Diva. Sexy Slady in there. Lever, acting as a lever, trying to break that up. Let Crazy Squirrel out. Baller shot caller now coming in there to play the role of the third. Sexy Slady with the takeout. Baller shot caller. Gonna try to recycle around. Ref say, nope, you are not in front of her.
Meanwhile, USA scoring position, Much coming around once again. Five points on the board for that one for Team Canada, 12 on the board for USA Roller Derby.
155-44, 23 minutes left to go in this bout. Looks like a quick discussion there from the Team Canada side.
Up next, it's Smarty Pants with a run-up, jamming for USA Roller Derby, and she finds room on the outside, comes in for lead jammer status. Miracle Whips, meanwhile, still fighting in the pack.
Very, very split pack now.
Team Canada pivot bridging there, now going to do some offense, trying to help spring Miracle Whip, still working on her initial pass.
Oh, and a low block looks like is going to send Smarty Pants to the penalty box.
So that is a power jam for Canada. It was actually a misconduct call
misconduct.
there on the USA Roller Derby jammer. Roxy Dallas there hitting Miracle Whips out, forcing the recycle. LaBrosse now doing some offense for Miracle Whips.
Just Rios now being sent to the box. Just 3 defenders left.
Just 3. A tripod anchored by V Diva. Not jealous of Miracle Whips there at all.
Right. Not really a huge advantage there. Miracle Whips does get through, though. Smarty Pack's back in action now.
Alcatraz with a big hit there. Unfortunately, she also goes out of bounds, so is unable to draw Smarty Pants back. Both jammers in scoring position, moving around the track. 20 seconds left in the jam.
Very concerted pack now on turn 3.
LaBrosse drawing back Smarty Pants. Miracle Whip's able to put 3 points on the board in that pass. Smarty Pants picking up 4. So that's 8 points total for USA Roller Derby in that last one.
And that is a team timeout being called by USA Roller Derby. This one brought to you by Blood and Thunder. Check them out, bloodandthundermag.com. Blood and Thunder, because life is better on skates.
Roller skates specifically, not ice skates. Canada only so far able to score in the second half on a power jam, so no even strength points on the board for Team Canada in the second half.
Likely not a strategy rather than a happenstance. If it is a strategy, not a good one, because these jammers are playing very clean.
Very clean,
You're
yes.
not getting a lot of those jammer penalties.
That being said, USA Roller Derby jammers have gone to the box in the last 2 jams, which are the 2 jams that Canada has scored in. Satan's Little Helper on the line for USA Roller Derby. Shania Payne on the line for Team Canada. Both teams with a full contingent of blockers on the track.
Both jammers jogging for position. Satan's Little Helper spreading out that pack down to 2 defenders. Lead jammer, Satan's Little Helper for USA Roller Derby.
Shania Payne taking that star off, looking for the pass to Monge. Monge trying to stay in front of USA blockers, and does. So Monge now out, able to put some pressure on Satan's Little Helper and USA Roller Derby.
4 points on the board for USA Roller Derby. Cheese Balls Precision Skate Barons, rollin' cheesy goodness, rollin' cheese balls. Available in-house at the Quad Skate Shop booth or online.
"20 minutes remaining in the second half of this semifinal. Maya Mangliu and Bonnie Thunders on the jam line now. 3-on-3 blockers in the pack at the moment. A multiplayer block being assessed to one of the Canadian blockers, and that split second of confusion there. Bonnie Thunder's easily able to sneak by for lead jammer status.
Yeah, Team Canada down 2 blockers now. One of them re-entering the track as we speak, but won't be a part of that pass. So 5 points for Bonnie Thunders.
Bonnie Thunder's shaking off a hit there from the last Canadian blocker. Spins around, gets out of the pack for 5.
Roxy Dallas just pushing apart that pack, not allowing a triangle to form.
Canada not able to settle into a defensive position here. Lacey Knight
Lacey Knight as well, yeah.
Lacey Knight now playing defense, going straight from offense to defense.
USA Roller Derby definitely going within a very aggressive defense. They're being very proactive in breaking up Canada's defense. They are not allowing those triangles to form.
Alcatraz now with the star for Canada. Star pass to the pivot. So Alcatraz with the star in her hand, stripe on her head.
Roxy Dallas taking her all the way back.
Bonnie Thunders, meanwhile, pushes back. Lever missing a big hit there, unfortunately, and that Bonnie Thunders just sneaking by.
V Diva there taking her all the way to the line. And a track cut was drawn out by V Diva. There was a skate out there by turn 4.
Great work there by V Diva, pushing, just edging the jammer off the track.
Just kind of was a slow slide, just pushing her out. $20 points USA Roller Derby on that one, taking them all the way up to 187 with over 17 minutes to go.
Here we see a replay of Bonnie Thunders beating Labraz and Alcatraz at the front of the pack there on one of her many scoring passes in that last jam.
And Roller Derby Elite, proud sponsor of USA Roller Derby. Roller Derby Elite, the brand that invented the sport.
It is Lauren Much now jamming for USA Roller Derby. And Canada still with their jammer in the box, waiting to be released.
Also down a blocker. Lauren Much on her scoring pass.
Crazy Squirrel trying to stay in front. Lacey Knight picking her off. Canada looking for the star pass now. Crazy Squirrel trying to get herself into position to take that star. Meanwhile, Much just absolutely cruising by.
And there it is, star in hand, but that's going to be the end of the jam. That one brought to you by Double Threat Skates. Double Threat Skates, expert advice from experienced staff. Head over to doublethreatskates.co.uk.
USA Roller Derby now 4 points shy of 200. So that's 196 for USA Roller Derby, 47 for Team Canada. Sainzel Helper finding room on the inside, gets out quickly with lead jammer status. Meanwhile, a very quick star pass there from the Canadians. So that's Kenichiwa now putting the star on her helmet and approaching the back of the pack. So that means
very mobile pack now as Sainzel Helper gets through. And she's letting it go on. So Kenichiwa getting knocked back.
American blockers knocking Kenichiwa off on the apex there. It's V Diva again with the recycle.
And 5 points more for Sainzel Helper.
Roxy Dallas and Jess Rivas and V Diva there really punishing Kenichiwa. Canada does manage to put 4 points on the board in that one, so that brings them over 50 points. They're now at 51. USA Roller Derby at 210.
Check out Pivot Star. Become part of the Pivot Star family, proudly sponsoring Team Wales. Uniforms in 2 styles to suit everyone. Pivot Star UK is here for you. Top quality derby wear with flawless designs. Tops, tanks, shorts, leggings, and our world famous hoodies. That is really iconic in the roller derby world, is the Pivot Star hoodie.
Absolutely. It's not rocket science now jamming for USA Roller Derby and does get out with lead jammer. That is the 11th lead jammer in a row now for Team USA Roller Derby. Canada, no lead jammers in this half.
We are already in the fourth quartile of this bout. I can't believe we only have less now than 14 minutes on the clock.
Shania Payne still looking for her initial pass here. It's not rocket science, recycled back to the jam line.
It's not rocket science, inside line, 5 points.
And she will call that.
Even 10 there, taking USA Roller Derby to 220 points.
Team Canada still sitting at 51 points.
So with just 13 minutes to go, my question now for Team USA, especially with that deep jammer bench, the USA Roller Derby, are they going to even play Scald Eagle? Maybe, is she held in reserve for injuries? Who knows? They could be just saving her.
Saving her for the final?
Presumably, if USA Roller Derby wins.
If.
They're certainly positioning themselves to do so.
Yes, as we say that, Bonnie Thunder is coming out lead jammer status, looking for some points. Maya Mangaliu putting the pressure on, forcing Bonnie Thunders to call that one off with 4 points to 0 in that jam for USA Roller Derby.
And a multiplayer block is going to send LaBrosse to the 5-second skate gear penalty box. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that is a 4-3 pack advantage now for USA Roller Derby for the start of this next one. It is Miracle Whips up against Smarty Pants on the jam line. Smarty Pants gets some room on the outside. Monge signaling Miracle Whips for the star pass. Miracle Whips, however, recycled to the back. USA Roller Derby trying to keep the pivot and the jammer away from each other. Monge once more the last blocker to beat there as Smarty Pants gets through for 5.
Smarty Pants getting knocked out. Lacey Knight keeping the pack together, though.
Lacey Knight, however, was that made the pack back, which put those 3 American blockers out of the play at the front, allowing Miracle Whips to get through. Again, we were talking about making sure the pack is bridged, keeping those players in play, or else not allowed to engage with the jammer, and that is what happened. Miracle Whips able to get out, put some pressure on, and that is called 9-0.
Yeah, you have a lot of conflicting pressures on there. On one point, you wanted to keep the pack forward so her jammer didn't have to go any farther back. On the other hand, if the opposing jammer gets too far out in front, pushes those blockers, then you're going to have an out-of-pack situation.
USA Roller Derby not shy about calling those jams quickly, however, as we were discussing, some short jams, just putting points on the board, keeping the Canadians to 0. So I guess they were happy to allow that to happen again.
Saints will help her out front.
Crazy Squirrel jamming for Canada now.
Saints will help her taking a big hit there on turn 1.
Crazy Squirrel now out of the pack. So she is in scoring position, and the Team USA Roller Derby bench signaling to Satan's Little Helper to call that one off. Another 4-0 jam in favor of USA Roller Derby.
We will start this next jam inside of 10 minutes. Reveille Contact Wear, leading tech performance equipment for women in contact sports. Check them out, ReveilleContactWear.com. Hashtag make an impact. It's like body armor. I saw it over there in Vendor Village. It's really cool.
Canada now fighting to score points. They haven't scored in 5 jams. It's not rocket science out with lead jammer status. Maiden Saint immediately taking the star off of her helmet and does pass it to Monge. Monge now coming around. Both jammers in scoring position.
It's not rocket science. Going to play it conservatively, calling it after getting knocked to the infield. We'll pick up a couple points there, though. Total of 3. USA Roller Derby still playing it very conservatively, calling off those jams, showing a lot of respect for the damage that these Canadian jammers can do.
Yep, playing a very tight defensive game here, not letting the score for Canada.
And that is a Team Canada timeout.
A Team Canada timeout. Yes, you're correct.
We always look at the bout timer's hands. They making the symbol, or is it just a T?
T's and O's, I get confused, I guess.
Roller Derby City. Roller Derby City is a skater-owned and operated merch and uniform company, UK-based, shipping worldwide. We supply uniforms and merch for teams, leagues, and roller derby brands and events, including all the merch for Roller Derby World Cup, as well as individual customized items such as scrimmage tops, official gear, and referee shirts. Speaking of Roller Derby World Cup 2018, we want to hear from you. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just hashtag it. RDWC 2018. You may even see your tweets on screen during the intermissions.
Eight minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the second half of the semifinal. It is Shania Payne and Bonnie Thunders on the jam line. Canada now losing a blocker to a forearm call to the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Bonnie Thunders out of the pack once again. Lead jammer, USA Roller Derby.
Shania Payne getting some help there, some offense. And she is out now, going to put pressure on. Bonnie Thunders shaking off a hit from Alcatraz, getting through for 4 points and calling that off before Shania Payne has a chance to put points on the board for Team Canada.
So it is rather cool here in the city of Manchester, at least by my Southern California standards. You know what is the exact opposite, where it is scorchingly hot and similarly, though, wonderfully roller derby, and that's RollerCon. RollerCon 2018, Las Vegas, Nevada, last week of July. Tickets and rooms available now.
Smarty Pants held at the back of the pack by a three-wall of Canadians. Maya Mangaliu, similar situation at the front, is getting some offensive help from Lever. Sexy Slady, however, recycling Maya Mangaliu. As I say that, Sexy Slady to the penalty box for a forearm call. So this is the first lead jammer status for Canada. Maya Mangaliu did get out and was able to get lead.
And calls it off.
Saw Smarty Pants coming around in scoring position.
So good news is lead jammer. Unfortunately, though, no points on the board for Team Canada. Let's talk about how we got here. On day one, Team Canada took on Wales, beat them 199-34. Shortly after that, against Russia, 291-0. Day two, 241-55 over Team France.
To 155, Team France.
155, that's right. And then day three, the big one.
Team Canada lead jammer again here. It's Miracle Whips coming around, and she does manage to get out of the pack. Not recycled, so she is in a scoring position.
I'll talk about their victories more. It pumps them up.
It's not rocket science. Still on her initial pass, forced to the inside.
Miracle Whips just trying to push through, just get through that wall.
Not rocket science, looking for a room on the outside.
And there it is, the end of the Canadian dry spell. 5 points on the board for Team Canada.
It's not rocket science. Out of the pack now. Miracle Whips calling for offense from her blockers. Wants to do what she can before calling it off.
Yeah, she'll take a partial on that one. Very happily taking 2 more points.
So that's
Seven.
a 7-0 jam in favor of Team Canada.
And the crowd loves it.
USA scoreless for only the 3rd time in this half.
There you go. Before that rally, I was about to mention the big scoreboard. A lot of people talking about Day 3 over Greece, Team Canada 795-7.
Biggest differential we've seen this weekend, and that included Shania Payne's 50-point jam to close the game out, which is also the highest scoring single jam of the weekend.
Yeah, thus far. Now we've got Zanesville Helper pushing through, spreading out the pack lead. Jammer, USA Roller Derby.
Crazy Squirrel fighting, still trying to get out on an initial pass.
Team Canada has lost 2 blockers to the 5-second skate gear penalty box. Makes it for an easier pass.
Great offense there by Lacey Knight as well to let Satan's Little Helper come through easily, and she does it once more, breaking up that Canadian 2-wall, allowing her jammer to sneak through.
Ten more points added to the USA Roller Derby side of things.
USA Roller Derby will start this next one with a 4-2 pack advantage. How did USA get here? Day 1, they bested France 166-47, and Spain 190-15. On day 2, taking on the Argentinians, it was 361 for USA to 49 for Argentina. And then last night in the quarterfinals, they beat Finland 309-34. Smarty Pants and USA Roller Derby around for lead jammer status. Canada only had the 2 blockers on the box, 2 blockers on the track at the beginning of that jam. Smarty Pants just staying in on the inside with centimeters to spare, if I may use a Canadian measurement term there, and does manage to call that one off after getting her 4 points on that pass. The Canadians once again putting pressure on making sure that the Americans are calling that jam.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Getting down to the last couple jams.
And it's a power start for USA Roller Derby. It's not rocket science. Unopposed out there.
Mile Mangaliu in the penalty box and an apex jump.
If you're going to do it, you may as well do it right.
Running out of time to get those in. It's not rocket science now, looking for points, pushing it through. Lacey Knight to the box. There are 2 U.S. blockers in the 5-second skate gear penalty box.
Maya Mangaliu now released from the box, so she is approaching the pack from
And this
the
will
back.
be her initial, though, and very quickly, so now she will be on her scoring pass next time she hits the pack.
USA clearly more concerned about trying to free their jammer than playing defense.
It's not rocket science calling it off. So despite the huge advantage that USA Roller Derby came into that jam, they put 5 points, which is modest.
Yeah, a single scoring pass like we've been talking about in the past. Great defensive work by the Canadians there to make sure that the points stayed low.
Well, we will start this one with less than a minute of gameplay with Satan's Little Helper on the line once more for USA Roller Derby.
Miracle Whips jamming for Team Canada.
And it's going to be a fight.
LaBrosse recycling up to the front, trying to contain Satan's Little Helper, but she does get out. Miracle Whips now has just 1 blocker to beat, and does so. That's Roxy Dallas. She just got by there, so Miracle Whips putting pressure on Satan's Little Helper.
That's right, she's out. Satan's Little Helper gets through with a scoring pass.
Miracle Whips also on a scoring pass once more, just Roxy Dallas to beat at the front. As I say that,
And
V-Diva
now
gets
back
up
into
there.
position, right?
And V-Diva does get Miracle Whips out, gesturing, get all the way back around behind me.
And Zainzilla Helper going down right in front of her on the infield. And that is it for our period clocks. This is very likely the end of the bout, barring any reviews.
And Miracle Whips does put 4 points on the board for Team Canada in that last jam.
So 7 points to 4 on the jam. Unofficial, I don't see any signals for any reviews, so I think that's going to be it. Unofficial on the scoreboard, 274 to 62 in favor of USA Roller Derby. We will let you know when it is official. Referees checking now.
I think it is safe to say, even if we don't get that official score, that USA Roller Derby will be playing in the finals today for gold and silver. Team Canada will be playing for third and fourth.
And Australia and England, the other two teams in contention.
And it is now the final score, so 274 USA Roller Derby, 62 for Team Canada.
And that is the bout. Big shout out to all of our officials and volunteers, both teams here. Did an amazing job in this wonderful crowd at home and here in-house.
I've been C3P Ho.
And I'm Sinister Minister. We've got Lightning Slim here working our producer job.
Thank you very much for all those wonderful stats and fun facts you've been feeding us. Make us sound smart.
We'll see you soon.